today let's talk a little bit about the problem with penny pinching. All right, so I talk to a lot of people and I have a lot of clients. When we go through their budget, we're setting up their budget, we're looking at their ideal lives, we've already defined that, and they start talking more and more about, well, I could cut my groceries here, I need to do a better job at consolidating my driving so I'm not wasting gas. I'm constantly looking at gas prices. I'm constantly looking at grocery ads to find out, okay, can I save 50 cents on this over here? If I go to this other store, they have the same product for $1 less. There's a lot of brain activity. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of trying to figure all these things out while in this thing we call penny pinching, right? We're trying to pinch every single penny, trying to figure out, okay, how do I save 50 cents? How do I save $1? How do I save $50? How do I save $20? And all of those things are good. We need to pay attention. We can't just waste money when we have these goals. We don't want to just fling money out and waste that money. But think about how much time, how much effort, how much stress, how much anxiety you have when you are doing these little penny pinching things. I have plenty of people who are focusing on the wrong thing. When we create financial stability, that's when we don't have to worry as much. And this is the thing that most people say, I don't want to worry about money. I don't want to worry about the bills. I don't want to worry if I'm going to run out of money. I don't want to worry about these things. Now, that doesn't mean being wasteful. But the whole idea behind that, not worrying, is to say, all right, I don't want to have to create that stress in my mind to penny pinch, to look at the gas prices and say, oh, well, that one is X amount of dollars and cents, but if I travel down the road 3 or 4 blocks and I go left and then there's this other gas station over here that's 2 cents less a gallon or 1 cent less a liter or whatever your measurements are, like all of that wouldn't matter if you get financially stable. Then we're not really looking at the gas prices and the grocery store prices and stuff because we need to save those pennies. We're looking at those out of curiosity. We're looking at those things like, wow, gas prices have really gone up. But to you, because you're financially stable now, it doesn't matter as much. You still want to save money. We all want to save money. But the worry, the anxiety, the stress will go away once you're financially stable. So the question now is, you're probably asking it, how do you get financially stable so that you can let all of those worries go away? And it doesn't mean that you have no financial struggles anymore. It just means that the worry and stress go away. So how do you do that? Well, there's simple formulas, simple strategies, simple systems that we put in place to get financially stable. You know them. You know the answers to this. You have to pay attention first. You have to pay attention to what's going on. How much money's coming in? How much money's going out? What are my bills? Right? All these things. And it doesn't mean that you have to be an accountant or a bookkeeper. Like that, not that level. You just have to know in general what's happening in your life. What is going on over here that I have coming in, and what is going on over here that I have going out in general. Right? We start there. I never start with people coaching to have them look at every single penny and go deep dive. That would take days, not just hours, days to go through every little single thing. So in general, how are you feeling about your income? How are you feeling about the money going out? Where do you feel or think or hunch that you're wasting money? Where do you think you're actually excelling? What are you doing really well? What do you enjoy about the money process? And it might be zero. It might be nothing. You might just be totally stressed out, but that's probably because you're not paying attention. Okay, so paying attention, figuring all that stuff out is first, not just to the logistics of the money and the dollars, but paying attention to yourself, paying attention to your thoughts, your feelings, all of those things, those emotions, feeling that. And then you create that plan. What is that plan? Like, okay, I don't really know how much is going out. I don't know how much is coming in. I don't know if I'm saving money or if I'm spending too much or where it's going. All right, so we put some kind of spending plan in place. Some people call that a budget. Some people call it a cash flow plan. Some people just call it organizing their money. Whatever it is, you have to know relatively in detail what you have to basic live on, and then what you have as what we would call discretionary money, of like, this is the extra stuff that I sometimes spend, I sometimes save, it's kind of like flux, right? You all have bills, right? I have bills that we pay for. We have to do that, otherwise we get kicked out of our house or apartment. We have to put food on the table. We have to have insurance. We have to, if you own a car, you have to have gas in the car or charge the battery or whatever to get to work, all these things. We have to have clothes, right? All of these different basics that we have. Then you have the kind of like, well, here's the things that we've signed up for, right? Most of us in the Western world kind of need internet, right? It's almost a necessity now, instead of, well, it used to be a luxury. Like you could go down, to the internet cafe and do that. But everybody's got phones, everybody's got computers, everybody needs the internet now. So there's some lifestyle things in the Western world that we would say are kind of necessity. I could have a workaround, but it would be pretty darn inconvenient. So you have a phone, you have a computer, you have internet, you have things to operate your household, right? Things like that, the things that you've committed to. And we have some fun things we do, our hobbies, and if you have kids, right, they might be in the music or sports or art or something like that that they do to live well-rounded lives. Okay, so there are some certain things that are kind of in the middle there. Then there's all the luxury stuff, the things that we don't really need, that's just wants. It's the things that are extra and over and above what it is to live a regular lifestyle. And that's things that we always say, oh, I guess I just can't go on that trip. I guess I just can't buy that car. I guess I just can't do that thing. Right? And then we say no, 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 because we're stressed out about money. We have this anxiety, and we say no to all these things. And then we get to the later part of our life, and we look back and say, gosh, I didn't really do anything I really wanted to. Well, that's because, one, you probably didn't define your ideal life. Two, you didn't have that motivation to do the things you needed to do to organize your money. And then three, you had your priorities mixed up. Right? You're always trying to figure out, like, well, why didn't I get to do that thing that's really important? It's because a lot of times we leak money on the things that aren't really as important. So those are the three categories that we would typically say, all right, well, we put our money toward these things. The basic necessities, these are the things that we really, really need. The in-between things that are like, it's kind of borderline necessity, our commitments, things like that to live our lifestyle. And then the luxury type stuff on the other end. These are all the things that we really want to do, but a lot of us don't get here because we don't prioritize our spending.